G's. No, I'm not letting shit be. What about them times when I ain't have a damn thing to eat? Niggas spend bands on they G.
Hey, this is your girl Shane B with another episode of Sweet Lyf NYC. So come sit with me, take a sip with me, cause somewhere in the world's cocktail time, but is it sweet? I'm sitting here with Nate, aka Jetlag, Kamera Kingz. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
I am too. I'm both also.
You really nervous?
Anytime somebody called me Jetlag, I automatically get nervous.
Why do I think of that?
Girls joke at me. That means nothing a long time.
A really, really long time when we're just talking about how we met, right?
Yes, I'm more used to people calling me Kamera Kingz. Call me Jetlag. Like,
I call you Jetlag.
So you know your day one for real.
Sometimes, like I refer somebody to you. I say, yeah, Jetlag. And they was like, well, he said his name was Nate. Like, Jetlag. And I'm like, okay, that is the name. We all had party names. Mine was Munchie.
That's
Jetlag. Yes, that's a fact.
You didn't have a party name, you wasn't lit.
You was not lit. It was party names and team names.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, so
and
you had to have your own nickname, and it represent a lot of.
Nobody knew anyone was going to
No, right?
That's correct.
That's crazy.
I called you Munchie. I still call you Munchie.
But you know what? That is really my childhood's name, though.
Oh, at least you stick with something.
Yeah, my granddad gave it to me. That's really, really my childhood's name because of how I would eat. Like, he said I would munch and the food never hit my mouth. It was fucked up real like that.
It just stuck with you.
So I'm excited to have you here, and I want to thank you because we've been through a long road to get to this point.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to have you. We were talking before the camera started rolling on how we met.
Yes.
Right, and
it reminded me of how we were.
I was very mean because I was talking about it the other day.
I'm just to believe you, so
you love it, right?
My memory of how bad it
But you were so patient, and I feel like that's something that's really consistent with you. Like over the years, like as me hiring for my events or referring to other people, they always talk about how patient you are, how like talented you are. Yeah, no, I don't know if you always get that, but you really, really are.
I appreciate you first to hear from me a lot.
Yeah, of course, always.
Before this time.
I know, right?
I've heard that. You gave me the compliment on the patient thing before and the consistency before.
Yeah, that's
very my favorite compliments like ever to get.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about, like, sometimes it's like you come in and you do the job. You understand what I'm saying? So I would tell you right now, you hire Nate, give him your handle and stuff.
I am Kamera Kingz Nate, Kamera with K. My Facebook is Meet Kamera Kingz also. On pretty much everything. Put a Kamera Kingz Nate, you're gonna find me and it'll pop up.
This is a fact that Nate. I don't care if he come in 30 minutes before the event is over, you're gonna have 2,000 pictures. Out here.
Into the door.
You like just work.
That's me.
You are the only photographer in throwing parties that can really take really, really good pictures of me. Like really, really good pictures of me. Any other time, it always tear up.
Like, no,
terrible. Like, I
set the bar higher. Like,
yeah, I used to tell him, fuck it, just post the picture. But for whatever reason, you used to take like really, really good pictures of me, and I appreciate that. We've been in the game for 15 years.
Long time. Long time. I started at 10.
20.
Okay.
Now, okay, before we get into like you being in the game for 15 years, right? One day I was on social media because I don't like to say like I'm a browser, a browser maybe as we call social media. Yeah. So I'm like on your page and I see that you were like a flight attendant.
I was. That really feels like another life, but it's true. I was.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, I always like, how old is Nate? Because this is a fucking baby, right? So, all right, I need to know the transitioning of like becoming, being a flight attendant, Jetlag to Kamera Kingz. We need to talk about
the flight attendant part is how I got the nickname Jetlag.
Really?
That was the time when I was going out a lot and partying a lot. And at the same time, I worked for a company that went under a long time ago named North American Airlines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went under a while ago. So I had that job and was partying a lot also, and that's how I got the nickname Jetlag. And then also, because I was partying, I was traveling, like living a flight attendant all around the world. I went to
that's true.
Living in 90 different countries.
Really? So you're well traveled. You gotta tell us a little bit about that.
I went to so many places. I went to Guam, went to Germany, I went to Poland, I went to...
What was your favorite place?
Nigeria.
Yeah, the food.
I went to Thailand. I went to Japan. Japan was lit too. went to so many places, but really it felt like a whole other life. It was so long ago, but
I went to was already funny
time.
taking pictures.
Yeah, I did.
When were you doing both?
I thought on both. So I really got interested in photography. As a matter of fact, I was interested in photography and did it as like a hobby that I shouldn't do for my family for money.
So this start was in the hobby.
Started up as my teenage years photography. Right. And then I needed a job because, photography, I wouldn't get paid for it. So for fun.
Right.
And then my uncle came on one day and just slapped down an application up at the pilot. What? I came in one day and see we doing nothing, just slapped down an application to be a flight attendant. And the guy was like, swell that out, put on up to them, we go into the old branch that's about to be like in a couple hours.
And you got it.
Took me and I ended up getting it.
Shout out your uncle.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Neville, man. Still a pilot to this day.
You know I have Uncle Neville.
Get out of here.
Where is he? Well, my Uncle Neville is in London.
Oh, Uncle Neville, he's here. He's actually broke right now today. Oh, he's still a pilot. Still traveling.
Oh, how tall is he? Real tall? That's what he might be related. I don't know. My Uncle Neville is really, really tall. They're close to like 7 feet.
Oh, God.
Really tall. Yeah. His children were tall.
He can't be a pilot. No, well, I don't know. Uncle Neville got me the job, and I still credit him that to the day. We have jokes about stories about it.
Shout out to Uncle Neville.
Shout out to Uncle Neville big time. But clearly it wasn't for me, even though I enjoyed traveling. Traveling opens your mind where it's hard to really think the same again.
I think when you travel, you get to see different things. I think you come back to your space and appreciate.
Big time.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? You can get to see how other people are.
Always. That's how you know I had a good home.
Because where was the one place you traveled that was a culture shock?
Japan for sure.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be Japan.
I was at a bus like this full.
So opposite.
The whole time I was there, I was just amazed by every damn thing. It was really cool.
Were they friendly? Because we get a lot of like
I got a lot of looks up. What the hell you doing?
Yeah, did you experience any racism?
No, because they're not the type of person. People, they're not nasty, not mean, they're not malicious. So I didn't experience any outright or obvious racism. Even what I did get a lot of weird looks. It's
just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, a lot of what are you doing?
They
didn't say anything, but they just looking at me like literally sometimes people were walking the street, just stop and looking at me like, and then they just keep walking,
Because Japan is like pretty much like a peninsula, right? Almost like a little island.
Yeah,
it's not like maybe like some of Asia or China, because you'll see like India, China, it might have more diverse.
Yeah.
You might see some dark people like you go on the hills of China, but Japan seems more isolated.
It is. Japan and Poland's like that too. Poland, they're not. I don't know if the cheese now. This is a while ago, but they're never used to black people. I didn't see any other black people while I was there. Wow. So I got a whole lot of pretty obvious stares, hello,
more like hello. No one asked you questions. Did they speak English?
No, nobody speaking the straight Polish. Nobody asked me anything. They just gave me mad weird.
So how did you communicate? I'm always curious.
It was strange. But I was there with other flight attendants. I would just speak to the flight attendants. I didn't really speak to anybody from court. Talking. Yeah. Sometimes if some people like more of the restaurants or other places kind of like more diverse.
Yeah.
I don't understand English, but for the most part, as a part of anybody who I absolutely had to speak to, I didn't in mind. And people in the hotel, of course, they're in the airport arrange everything for us.
Right.
People in the hotel understand English, and they guide you, would help you out with whatever you need. So you pretty much just speak to the people that you have to besides that time.
You ain't seen that. I probably wouldn't told you. That probably thing is all comfortable.
It was a weird.
Well, I commend you for just even going out and exploring those areas. You could stay with your hotel.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I also want to be let me go outside with the time that I have, any time that I have, and just explore and see what's going on. It's a good thing I did, because I actually didn't end up doing it for that long. I think I was on flights for like a year.
Really?
So I soaked in as much as I could.
And you went to almost 90 countries in 1 year.
They was working the shit out of us. There was the time I was there, we was working. I remember flying all the time. Our schedule was packed for the flight. When we got hired, the company was behind. They had so much stuff going on.
Right.
So the time I got hired, they had work. They needed more people. They charged people like crazy. So I definitely remember going a lot, doing a lot of flights. I didn't have long stayovers, but I definitely was.
You still stepped foot in those countries. You still did that. Yeah, that's awesome. I've been waiting.
A million years ago, they really told us.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might be a little older than you. You're not going to disclose, and I don't care. But I really was when I saw that, I'm like, This dude, like, when did he do this?
So many people know him so long as a photographer, they would never think that I did anything else ever.
Outside of that, but, you know, of course. So now we have jet lag, the flight attendant.
Jet lag came from Chris.
So you worked for them like a year. What stopped that relationship with you and the airline for you to start like saying, hey, I'm going to take photography seriously and this is what I'm doing?
So what happened was, because I was so young and still had my ways, I was irresponsible. I was late all the time. I didn't really take the job seriously. Maybe because I died so easy. I did stupidness. I did things that was stupid. Looking back at it, like, that was dumb. So what ended up happening was I had a layover in Dominican Republic. That was for, I think, a week. And I was being irresponsible and missed my flight back home to catch my working flight. So if you miss a working flight, that's a really big deal. And at the time, I had I think I was on my last strike.
Well, what were you doing that you missed your flight? Was that the Dominican strip club?
I was in Dominican Republic at the time of my life.
Well, we say, give me one of those to Dominican Republic ladies. Break out with them.
I'm not going front. It was amazing. I went to DR a couple times, a few times actually. Every time I went, it was dope.
I heard the women get crazy out there.
It was a great time. That's what I'm gonna say, because I'm in different. I have to be different.
You're different man.
Yeah. It was good. It was so good it made me lose my job for flight attendant.
Nate has always been a gentleman. So for him to say he had a different life, never going through. We'll talk about that off camera because we're not gonna blow up.
I missed my flight with the last straw, and he ended up letting me go. And then pretty much as soon as that happened, I was all in
on photography. So now we got Jet Lag the photographer, right? Now, when you decided to be all in, was it something that you needed to do because you needed an income or because you loved it?
I did it strictly because I loved it. I wasn't even thinking about money. I didn't even know how to make money. They didn't even understand how a photographer make money or the potential that you have to make money. I just did it because I loved it. I was literally the guy who just walk around the camp all the time and then take pictures of every damn thing, especially like family functions. I used to always just go around, getting everybody together, taking pictures, send out the pictures to everybody. Back in the day when we had no point-and-shoot cameras, that was like my
now
job.
That was art.
That was like my job. Yeah. So that's what I did. I was like, that was me. And I remember my aunt saying, you should be a photographer.
Right.
She kind of put like a light bulb in my head when it came to that.
So when did you get your first professional camera?
My first professional camera wasn't even mine. I was a Lyf camera from Lex, which is still my partner to this day. But Lex introduced me to.
Shout out to Lex.
Dr. Lex. Lex introduced me to. He taught me a lot about photography, about how to make money in photography, how to get clients for photography. He taught me like the real trade about photography, and my first camera was his. He let me.
Wow, that's
dope. He let me his, and then I was out there doing events, making money, doing my thing, getting my name out there, and he taught me 4 lives. And we still close to this day, still my partner.
But yeah, because he stepped in, he saw your potential.
He definitely did. And he taught me a lot of things that I didn't even see or understand at the time. Like I didn't get it, but when I saw what he was doing at the time, he was lit. He was very, very popular. He had clients up the wazoo. He had his own website. He knew about photography. He was doing graphics also at the time. He knew about lighting, knew about fusions. And I was just hungry at the time. I just want to learn. Like this seeing him made my eyes light up. It's like, and then he just recognized that in me. And I remember still to this day, one day he sat me down and go, if you're serious about it, this could be a career for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, as a kid, honestly, I can't fret. To this day, I still feel like seeing it, believe it. And when somebody just tells you words like, okay, I guess, but when it comes to the real motivation to take to the next level, that financial motivation, I remember him going in his pocket and pulling out $2,000. And he's like, this is what I just made this weekend from just taking pictures.
So you got the certificate.
When I see a lot of money pull out my deal, well, I'm broke. I don't have no money. So when I see a amount of money pull out, I was like, oh, shit. That was really just sparked a different type of fire. I think on the end, to do the same. And I learned a lot since then. And he was definitely right to concrete and look at the person.
Yeah.
They're very passionate about it and do it right and can keep it.
Well, clearly you show it sees that you're very passionate because you recently did my little cousin's party.
I did. That was a great party.
Right. Well, thank you. I was telling my cousin yesterday about all the feedback that just about them and my little cousin, she's amazing. But also you, like, you came and you did your thing. When I saw that Instagram, I'm like, wow, this is something so.
It came out nice.
Yeah, it came out amazing.
Decoration deal for the venue, everything. It was a great event for her.
Yeah, it was really good. I came to the end because I had another interview. I'll be trying to work now too.
I see you.
I'm trying to pick up some of your
work on you now.
Yeah, I'll let you back. So now we you know, jet lag. How I met you, you were coming to take pictures for Creeper.
Yes.
Creeper the Current, shout out to Creeper.
Don't do it to the table.
Right. So that's how we met. So just a quick story of how we met. I thought you were the photographer that we hired. And I'm like really going off because like now, I think it was almost towards the end of the party or something like that.
Might have been,
yeah, like, you know, so you could have been in there a while. And I'm just now seeing you. But our camera person never came. So I'm like pulling you around the point. Take this picture, do this. And really, really upset. I still have the pictures. I should have, I'm going to show you. Because it's so Facebook. Still have the pictures. And you're like laughing at me. And Creeper comes over and he's like, oh, you met my photographer. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you say, yo? I really want to know to this day why you didn't say, listen, I'm not the photographer.
I guess in my head, my job is to take pictures. So as long as taking pictures is doing my job. So
wow.
It's like you put me to take pictures, I'm still taking pictures. I probably took pictures of you anyway. Right. So I'm like, okay, somebody wants more pictures and getting more
I was
pictures.
being a bitch. I'm sorry. Let me apologize today.
It all turned out what is that?
Yeah, you know, now I recommend you all over the place. Every chance I get, because he deserved it. He deserved it.
But still, too, even to answer your question before, when you were saying, like, when you was asking me about how I'm so consistent, to me, when it comes to photography, I always look at photography as like a job that's very honorable, traditional. It's been around for a very long time, and you have to always say that you have the privilege of capturing moments that last.
And people memories.
And people's memories. Like you said, you still have those pictures to the day, and I was a long time ago.
Yeah, right on.
I've done many shoots and taken many pictures. Unfortunately, people have passed away, and you see it on the eulogy, you see it on the funeral, you see it in the funeral programs. It's pulled up in the house. Like when you see stuff like that, it really makes you realize.
It keeps you motivated to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. We not take things for granted. So I've always been the type of person with, like you said, I come in, no matter what time I come in, I'm taking pictures like crazy because I'm trying to catch everything. I don't want to miss.
Yeah, you literally catch.
I really go to an event, and in my mind, I try to say, let's see if I could take a picture of every single person in this event. But sometimes it's hard if there's 300 people, 400 people.
I don't know how you do it.
In my head, that's kind of like my goal. Like, even if I just get one of everybody, you know?
I am telling you, he does it. And sometimes people are like, no, I want this. No, right there, right?
People have their ways.
Yeah, people have their ways because I watch them. Also, too, like, you hire people or have, like, a network of photographers you work with.
Correct. Do a lot.
And
a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, when you send them out, like, Bless was one of the weeks to my birthday.
Yeah, and Russ all the time, be full of time, Sheldon all the time.
All the time.
I have a bunch.
Yeah.
So many when necessary, yeah.
So what is your process in choosing them? Like, cause you're Nate, you're Jet, like you're Nate, right? Mm-hmm. So we know what we getting when you walked in. So when you tell me this is on my cousin stuff, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I'm getting. Yes. Not the same way. Like other photographers, I know if you send someone, they're gonna do the work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I know that for sure. But what's your process in picking them? Like what?
Like that's what I do. Honestly, is they have to be good photographers. That's first. So picture quality matters. The camera they use matter. If I see how they interact with people, that matters a lot with me. And also, believe it or not, reliability. Like you have to be reliable. I like men to keep their word. If you say you book something, I book you, say you're going to be there, you must be there. So I've had many excellent photographers take excellent pictures, but they're inconsistent and not reliable. So it's impossible to continue to grow with somebody reliable. So to me, being reliable has become number one.
It's very important.
Because even if your picture quality isn't the best, I can still give you some pointers or help you adjust it to make it where it's like equal to mine or better.
Right, and you can teach them in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. But being reliable is number one because, of course, in this industry, you're working everything. But we say you're going to be there and got to be.
Has to show.
So all the guys that I use, really use consistently, are consistent, they're reliable, they're minute any work, they take excellent pictures. And I like similar personality to me, you have to be a peak choice. Don't get in this if you don't like people. I mean, you could take pictures of nature, you could take pictures of like dogs
for yourself. The right
like people don't dominate the job they're
That's clearly I was a terrible client.
I really don't like photographers who are not people's person in the red industry. Right. Because that energy is contagious and people can read him really easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't be people that's rude to people or nasty or act like you're inconvenience or bother. Like, I really don't like that because it puts a bad name.
Right. And what I do it with you, though, you have to be consistent. You have to be you have to do that, regardless of what their attitude is. You have to do it. Now, you see, I just helped you guys out. Like, you're looking for a job and you want some gigs, and now you know the qualifications.
to work.
See what I mean? Yeah. I like the So now we have jet lag, right? We met jet lag. We know you've been in the game for 15 years. I'm going to repeat it again, because that's all wrong.
Oh, geez, Trace.
Well, maybe I should have mentioned it. No, I just think that if you feel old, that I'm with all problems, pain, shit. We thank you for being in the game for so long. Now, jet lag was like your own entity, right? Like you were your own photographer, no company, but Kamera Kingz is the company.
Kamera Kingz is my company that I created with my partner. So we started Kamera Kingz together. Before Kamera Kingz, I was working for other companies. We started Kamera Kingz. I lost count. We might be 9 years in now.
Okay, so now
I lost count. It's been a while. But before I started my own company, Kamera Kingz, I worked for other companies that had they had websites, they had their photography company, they had their own clientele. I go out, work for them, I do gigs for them.
How was it working for like a company like that? They had their own website.
It was good. The good thing is the networking was excellent, because I love networking. The amount of places I got to go, I wasn't able to go myself or connect with people. I wouldn't connect with myself. So that was good. But the bad is that there's always some type of politics or internal disagreements or things where I end up thinking this should be accepted, but it end up being, it should be in the stick. Like, I just want to take pictures. But y'all want to argue. Y'all want to ask you vacation. Y'all don't want to be transparent. Y'all want to be fair.
No.
And I end up getting the shit in the stick. So pretty much over bad experiences, like of seeing sites before mine, we just like, you know what, next to my partner, like, this don't make no sense. I'll be doing this for other building, other business leaders. And we could just link up and do it ourselves. And we created Kamera Kingz. I remember staying up all night, coming up with the name, building a website, all of that, doing everything. And
let's get into the name.
You know,
Kamera Kingz.
Oh, Kamera Kingz, bro. We really literally had a list of names. Like a list of maybe like, it came down to like, first we started like 10 names, and we got it down to 5.
So give us like 3 of those 10 that you
I really can't remember.
You can't remember?
But it was bad names.
It was bad.
That's the one that I don't remember.
That's why you don't want to remember.
I remember being down to the last 2. And Lexa remember the story too. He was in Sting's office. Because my partner Lex used to work for Sting doing Bradford Bazaar. He was a Sting Bashment, big DJ, big King's DJ. And it was down to 2 names. And Sting ended up being the tiebreaker. So we came to Steve like, well, Stilly, what do you think about this name for our site? Is it Kamera Kingz or something else? I can't even remember the name.
Because tell us bad.
And Sting was like, Kamera Kingz a no brainer. He's like, I can see myself on the map. Yo, shout out Kamera Kingz. Like, that just rolled up, something that sounds lit. He's like, Kamera Kingz. And me and Let's Forget each other like, Kamera Kingz, what is this? And we never looked back. It was us then. To this day, we're still going.
Right, you're still going. You're still writing the sun.
I'm glad we made that choice, because other names changed. Like,
because you want something that like stick on people's tongue.
Yeah, still. You understand? I feel like people was in a way, even other photographers might not say it. They kind of like, oh, that's a genius ass name. It's so simple, but it's like, lit. Especially for the 2 Ks, Kamera Kingz. Yeah. It's like,
it's unique too. Like, even though it seems something so simple, people wouldn't go with simple.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know,
so no type of name that's complicated. I'm like, where did you get that from?
And half of them you don't remember.
Yeah, like you off the tongue. It's all off the tongue. Yeah, it does. So thank God we chose that.
Now, you're not only a photographer though.
No.
You are an entrepreneur, right? That is just photography. You also have like venues.
Yes.
Property.
I diversify, you know.
Yes, very diverse.
I diversify.
We're all about here to like promoting Black excellence. So I wanted to know, like, what made you say, hey, I'm going to open up a venue? Because you have like several venues.
So what happened is, originally my mindset was a lot of the venues that I was used to working was closing down left and right.
Right.
I got punched out. And at one point, as I started to get older and more experienced and see how the game roll when it comes to events, you can't have an event without a venue. So it's pretty much like a main stepping stone of building everything else. It's like the venue first, and then you build everything on top of it. So I realized it's like a foundational piece, if you could say. So as a bunch of Black venues closing down, the older I was getting, the more I started to feel like it was my responsibility and possibly my peers, my age group, to feel that open up, hold up our own venue. So yeah. Talking a lot about venue ownership, about ownership period, and about passing the torch. So the torch being passed to us, to take it up as our responsibility as people in the event industry to have our own venue so we can build up our own stuff. And
because it only makes sense.
it does. It's natural.
If you are like a photographer, have a venue. Either like, I don't know about some party promoters under it. It would make so much sense.
You know what's crazy? When I first started, I used to talk to a lot of promoters about getting venues, but they all thought it was crazy. And then after a while, I started to realize like, it's a waste of time speaking to them about it because they're not getting it. And then as soon as I got my venue, everybody was like, yo, you a genius, I want a venue. Yo, Nate, help me get a venue. Yo, Nate, let's make him get a venue. Like all of that. It's like seeing is believing kind of thing. When I was talking about it, they didn't care. But when I got it, then that's for everyone.
Like, no, like not too much. Like I used to be a promoter, right? So I feel like sometimes it's just the life of being a promoter that's kind of glorified, not like your endeavors in it. It's very few promoters that I met that like had like, I took this money to go do this, or I took this money to very rare. Yeah. Like I met one girl, Jessica, that kind of taught me the game going in. Like I really sat with her as a mentor, and she was able to like buy her house, her car, or different things like that from throwing parties. I was able to pay my college tuition.
Oh, thanks.
You understand what I'm saying? So
you actually did do something smart.
Yeah, you know, so we didn't like take our money, and we had a science down. Like anything related to the party got paid for. So you use your phone to promote, outfits, those expenses were paid, right? And then the money went into the bank to flip the dough another party. So we didn't take our money and go ball out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and I feel like that's what a lot of promoters do. Like, if you look at yourself as a business in general, right, you would know, like, hey, I have to run it this way. I need to get a venue, because that cut overhead from giving a bar anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 or somewhere that amount of money. You know, you can cut them out. Get you a liquor license. You know, do what you have to do. But I think sometimes it's the work beyond it, and not thinking of yourself as a business. Yeah,
that's the hard part. It's a lot of work. Honestly, when I was falling through the journey of finding my very first venue, I was searching for 3 years to find the right location. A lot of people don't even have the patience to be consistently searching for 3 years.
So when you're looking for the correct location, what is it? I think I know one.
When I was looking for the right location is location literally. So we're talking about, in my book, I don't want to be around residents because residents will complain about noise complaints. So stay away from residents. No residents on top of you. No residents beside you, of course. So if you think about it that way, industrial areas are actually best. Because there's not really much residents in industrial areas. Two, I'm looking for a place that has a large amount of square footage. So I don't like anything under, so I say 1,600 square feet. So 1,600 square feet and up.
Okay.
That's the second thing for me. Not too small. If it's too small, then it limits what you can actually do.
Right.
Then another thing is, of course, a good rate. So the LEDs on your monthly rent. And so not to have to be crazy. I've heard about people signing terrible leasing where the square footage is low and the rent is crazy. Like that's
because you may not have a event every day, every weekend.
Yeah,
it can be 2-3 times.
It's really a weekend business and a weekend industry. You could have stuff during the week, but it's rare. It's difficult, but it's really a weekend business. We're talking about Saturday is the lifeblood of the industry. Sundays are like secondary, and Friday is our third. So Saturday is the most popular, Sunday is the second most popular, Friday is the least popular. And if you get a weekday, that's a cool miracle. If I had a weekday, you're late. Yeah. But that's how it works. And usually, because I was looking for the right place and all these things that I needed to be correct, that's what had me searching for so long. So I was in places that was too small, too big, the rent was too high, residents all over the place, parking was terrible. All these things was gray flags. Then that's what kept me being consistently patient and waiting for the right person. And I finally got my first event space was on Atlantic. It was perfect. Everything, great landlord, low rent, no residents, like good square footage. Like it was like when I actually was being patient for, I finally ended up getting it. Right. But I find a lot of people don't have that patience that I had, and they're getting venues in bad locations, bad deals. Because they just want a piece. They're not looking at being patient.
Instead of not understanding, like, you just grabbing something, it can be problems on the other end.
Oh my God, problems up the wazoo. I have so many horror stories about other people's venues, and they're calling me to, like, help them, give them, kind of like unofficial, like, mentorship, consultation.
I know, but get paid for your content.
I need for. I'm definitely sitting. But the venues call me all the time because they took bad deals. I know of a venue, one quick horror story, a venue who was below residents, and the tenant right on top of her was complaining a lot. Complaining so much, one time to call to you on morning now, 30 times in one night. And it was a horror. So what she ended up doing was soundproofing the entire ceiling. I mean, soundproofing the ceiling cost $10,000.
So she soundproofed. Did the lady still fall on?
After she soundproofed the ceiling, this is not a joke or a lie. I swear to God. After she soundproofed the ceiling, the lady knew it was not live. It's truly like.
You know, I'm gonna say
I'm
something.
gonna talk about weakness.
Yeah, because some people are so miserable. Like, want some real shit. Like, I would just be like, yo, let me in free every other week. Alright.
I know, right?
It's turn up like,
Now they're partying with you.
yeah, like I would have been like, yo, what's up?
I'm not that shit either. After spending 10.
Because some people are miserable. I feel like too, like in the neighborhoods that you move in, when they see us and we come in and do something, they automatically are up and on.
I agree, because there's many white-owned bars all over the place, and there's residents right on top of that. And before years,
And they screaming, yelling, and
violent, drunk, fighting, all
yeah, it's like
no issue. It's true.
nothing to the white folk. We just starting it. We observe this shit. You got
bar beside a bar, and you mean to tell me everybody's residents on top of y'all got a problem?
have no problem.
No
They be there and starting the fight.
Yeah.
But as soon as we come, like in a way, it's
Please.
yeah.
Let's see a black-owned bar beside another black-owned bar beside another black-owned bar.
And making the police all come.
Open your eyes.
We can be playing jazz music, drinking tea,
Yeah.
no alcohol, and they're
Oh, Swati, we are black. It's true.
yes.
But I've learned a lot from when it comes to venues. I learned a lot. Then from venues, I actually started to get into 360s. I got into videography. I got into decorations.
I know. I think that your packages are dope, though.
Thank you.
Like, yeah. I think your packages are amazing. Like, the way that you have it set up is like, listen, you can get this, for this amount of money, and you're not doing highway robbery.
No, I'm not.
You understand what I'm saying?
This is something with me. Like, you sure this is the price? Like, I'm getting all of this. Like, I'm giving a rundown, a breakdown of what they're getting. Like, what? How is this possible? I'm like, I just like.
Munchie keeps her prices. I don't tell anyone. But I keep it to myself.
So what I did, the reason why I started the package is because when I got into
It makes sense.
I started to see that it was a problem that I see in the industry where a lot of people was booking my venue. In the beginning, I didn't really care about specifically what you did. If you booked a baby shower or a kid's party, I'd leave it to you to book your own decorator, book your own.
Yeah, but it becomes blind-minded.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It adds up. So I would let my clients book who they want to book. But what I would notice is that things will go so wrong so often. I was kind of heartbroken by seeing it, because if they had a bad experience, they're not coming back to book me again. And the thing that they was having a bad experience about was out of my control, because it'd be an issue with the decorator, or issue with the DJ, or a bad photographer, or different things that was out there.
Just that phone that was mine.
My issue was, my responsibility was on the venue. So I took care of my part, but somebody else messed up something else that night. And I would see this again and again and again, and I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So what I ended up doing was putting together a package where the responsibility was on me, because I already had the connection with decorators, DJs, food people, of course, photographers and videographers. I'm like, if I could put together a package that's affordable, I will make sure that everything goes well. And now your only responsibility as a client is to come and enjoy yourself. Now it makes the night way more happier. You're not even as tired or exhausted or have so many different people to deal with. Because they're only dealing with me.
Right,
and I noticed that people would love it, because they come, have a blast, and then they leave.
Because that's
we're setting up, we're cleaning up, we're doing everything. We take care of everything.
I want to get it right. Because there's a Chef Bobby. No one talk about?
Yes.
What is their company name?
Because
I saw you did an event with them. It was like a Friendsgiving, or it was like a 5-course dinner meal.
I'm sorry if it came.
I want to shout him out. I've been dying to use him. We were supposed to use him to go to the Poconos, but we canceled the trip. Like, you know what I mean?
His food presentation.
Oh, his food is excellent. Like, so I kind of remember it, because I want to have him. I want to have him, but I really want to go interview him in his setting. But he does things out of his backyard, which he completely turned into a dope spot.
It's really lit.
It's really, really lit.
You definitely should interview.
Yeah, so yeah, he's awesome, because he said he didn't want to do it there because it was loud. But I feel like we can work it. Like, we'll make it work, because he's really, really dope. Like, his food is excellent. And I saw that you did, I think it was a Friendsgiving, or it was like
events. Another thing that I do is events. So I produce events.
Yeah, you have an event coming up.
I do. I have an R&B event coming up on. That's Saturday, March 25th. And that's actually going to be in a restaurant.
Yeah, your collabs for the venue.
Yeah. Popular restaurant called Chelsea House.
Chelsea House.
And our R&B sipping paints that's literally the most fun event that I've ever did in my life.
And
It's fun. If you love R&B music, like
when is
this
it
the
again?
event you want to be. The next one that we're having two. We're having the next one is Saturday, March 25th.
Okay.
And literally 7 days. And then after that, we're doing one in May, which is Saturday, May 13th, the day before Month Day. And both of those are R&B sipping paints, and they are a time. Like,
So
when I say a time, like
Because I've been, okay, so I believe my March is kind of booked, right? But May, I'm going to make it.
you should. You're gonna love it. You love R&B music?
What? You didn't hear what's in here?
That's a fact. We can't ain't because blast R&B. That's a fact. You're going to be singing at the top of your lungs the whole event.
Yes, I would like to.
We ended up collaborating with Taj, and we put together a sipping paint that was different.
For May
We wanted to
13th.
make it fun. Yeah, for May 13th.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have an R&B sipping paint page. If you want to check out the page, it's R&B sipping paint. Like literally R&B sipping paint. If you see my page, you'll see that I have it.
So how can we like say someone wants to do an R&B sipping paint and they reach out to you and collab with them?
Yeah, we actually do. If you want to have an R&B sipping paint for your birthday, you can do that shit. So we put together everything, the venue, we take care of the painting, everything phased. And you can, and we personalize it this for you, so you have your own R&B sipping paint for your birthday or any.
Maybe I would do that. I'm going to Houston for my birthday. I want to do that.
Oh, nice.
And because I want to go up there to Turkey Hut. I want to go so
You're gonna be hot. What you got for?
I'm getting hot for
Blazing hot. Blazing hot.
blazing hot. But maybe like I can set that up for when we come back.
Yeah,
That
you
would be
love
pretty dope.
You would love it.
I would love it. I love it. I love anything with
It's so
sipping,
much fun.
painting, drinking, eat R&B music. Like I
It's so much fun. You get it all. And then we also, so you get painting, you're right. You get painted, you can sing. We actually had games. We had all type of performances. We had live saxophonists. We had special guest singers, people that sing it like real for real. Like it's lit.
So you're all about creating ambiance.
Yeah, I really like doing things that's different because after being in the game for so long, I've seen the same thing so much times. And a lot of times, even too, when it came to the same thing, a reason why I started my own venue, I started to feel like if we see something missing, instead of talking about it or like talking to the wrong people about it,
Right.
do something about it. So I just started doing things myself. So that's why I ended up producing events also, because I started seeing things missing. Like I feel like I didn't see enough sipping paints. I didn't see enough comedy shows. I didn't see enough movie nights. Like certain things I saw.
Yeah, I would love a great movie night. Like, you know what I'm seeing now in our community? You did?
I actually did. Yeah, we did a movie night before during COVID.
Okay.
Of course, I have the R&B sipping paints that we did so many sipping paints.
Right.
I produced a bunch of comedy shows. Probably got like maybe 10 comedy shows in my book.
Really?
Yeah. And so I've done a bunch of things that I see missing.
I feel like
I'm like, where's our own? Yeah, I did a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff. I'm part of a lot of things, but also because I'm producing it, I'm behind the scenes. So I'm
Right,
not
so
really
you
the
don't
face.
know.
I'm not really the
You
front.
gotta start shooting these
I
times.
wouldn't know because if I have somebody who is the front, they're the face that promotes it, you know. But I'll be behind the scenes.
You gotta start shooting me a text.
Yeah,
I
might do. I have another comedy show coming up.
let me know. I'm newly single. I'm outside.
Oh, word? Oh,
Yes,
Oh, yes.
I'm
I wish somebody
outside.
told me that. I'm gonna send you messages for everything.
I'm outside. Where's that?
Every place.
I am outside.
I'm planning on doing a big comedy show in November. So.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
gonna be dope.
Let me know whatever you need. Like if you want us to come cover, and that would be
fire too.
honor.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got an event and you like, hey, Shane.
That'd be fire.
I would-
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think I would like that.
I would
Big
love
one-
it,
Big
yeah.
one in November, because I'm planning a big comedy show in November, like some big names. So
I'm there.
that'd be perfect.
You tell us what you be, like how you want it, and we can work the red carpet, blue carpet, yellow. I don't know.
It's pretty out there. I really like that.
We actually have an event tomorrow that we're going to be doing some black-owned business. Oh, yeah. It is. I gotta send you information. I don't know off the top of my head,
Okay.
but it's a really good friend of mine. He's going into a new venture. He's becoming a bartender, and he's doing it at a black-owned business. I have it in my phone. I'm gonna tell you. And so I'm gonna take a read.
Hope tomorrow Saturday. Shot massive going tomorrow, but that's not cool though.
It's the event starts at 4. I'm sorry. It's called the Den of Splendor.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's actually, I'm gonna shout it out now. So y'all, it's 42 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11213, between Fulton and Harper.
Oh, okay. I think I'm familiar. I think I've been there.
Yeah, it's small, but they're like rebranding, and they're actually giving this person that just finished bartending school a chance. And the thing about Roz, he brings people out.
Oh, that's excellent.
Like you go to his kickbacks, it'd it's crazy.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, I'm really excited, and I feel anyone that is getting up at any time in their life and pursuing something that they always had in mind or passionate about, I want to support it.
As you should.
You know, so
I did a lot of things with comedy. I've seen later in place, but I'm glad I did because I learned so much. I feel like every challenge or getting something new just expands your mind, the way you think about things and look at things. Like,
and I don't necessarily believe it later, because look, like I did online radio before, right? With my really good friend. Shout out to Lady M in chat room. She has her own show, and but still, I'm here at a prestige age of 40.
That you don't mention. Oh, you did mention it. Oh my God.
I'm mentioning it now. I love being 40. I do. I seen it. I love being it. But I decided.
I guess that.
Yeah.
I guess I thought it was siblings.
Oh no. I'm an old man.
Right. There's no such thing as too late.
And no, it's not. So I felt like now is like everyone for years, like after we stopped room service, it was like, when you gonna do it? When you gonna do it? And always telling me how to do it. But right now is like my time to do it. Absolutely. And then do it the way that I know how my show should be done.
And I'm glad you are.
You know, so yeah, because you like the first thing you called me the Sunday after the birthday party, because I asked Nate like 2 years ago to be on this show that I created, and I didn't do it, right?
The time
right
now.
I called my photographer Gary too, and yeah, you guys really stuck with me. You called me the next day. We had an excellent conversation.
We did.
We really did.
Doing that we doing.
And we are doing it.
Look at us.
Yeah, right.
Look
at us being consistent.
Sticking to our word. We said we were gonna do it.
We said we were gonna do it, and we were gonna do it.
I'm proud of you though.
Oh, thank you so much.
This for a long time.
I really sat on it.
It didn't get well.
I really do. You're gonna start to see a lot more other stuff from me that I'm not gonna mention now, but you'll be getting the first dibs of a lot of stuff.
I'm supporting everything.
You're gonna see.
Doing that, I'm supporting.
Yeah, like no, thank you. I appreciate that. We gotta support each other. So that's what Sweet Life is about. I feel like just the audience can learn so much from you. And I definitely brag about you. I like to brag about my friends. I do. So I'm so adamant, like we gotta use Nate. You might be doing my wedding pictures if I were in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, right.
Catch those memories, those moments.
Catch those memories. You know, me acting up, because I've been trying not to be tipsy walking down the aisle. I would say that.
I did a bunch of stuff for you. Usually you was well behaved. Like
Yeah, always. I'm all about, like, especially getting older, all about having a really, really good time. I think, like, younger, you know, you're so caught up, and we talked about a lot of life stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I talked about me being in therapy.
Yes.
We touched on that, how it's very important for, I think, everyone in the Black community should go.
That's a fact. It's true.
I feel like young, I was so caught up with one of the things that I didn't have.
You was a whole different person.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't even know who you was.
Right. I didn't know who I was.
Who that was?
I might have popped on, pop on a person real quick. I was a firecracker. And it's like, now it's like for you to get me, if you really get me out my character like that, you are good.
You worked hard for that.
Yeah, I really do. And it bothers me when I, go to those places, but I think it's important for us to talk about those things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
But trauma that people have an impact. Sometimes people don't even realize what they're doing or why they're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the times you have to grow and sit down with somebody and just unpack stuff, and you'll really it'll put you to a different level.
It puts, and it's like, I learned that there's no such thing as constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. It's all about like someone helping you with your progress. If a person can sit down and say, hey, I think you're awesome, and I think you even be 10 times better than me, yes, and you just need to work on these areas. It's not constructive criticism. Okay. It's here you can improve yourself. And we were talking about with the kids today.
Oh my God.
Right? Because let me tell you, I was at my little cousin's party, and I never saw like a bunch of like great kids. Like they were
Those kids was excellent. Like, wow. Like, first of all, your little cousin is the bomb. Like,
she is. Shout out to Alana.
She's very thoughtful. She's talented. She could dance her ass off.
She danced.
She was so kind to everybody. I'm like, how much 316s I've done where these kids are brats. They're spoiled. They're ungrateful. They're miserable. They're nasty to their guests. They're cursing out their parents because they want this or they want that, or they don't want to participate in their own Sweet 16. They don't care about blowing out the candles. They don't want to do the shoe ceremony. Mm-hmm. They just want to dance. Like
the entitlement.
It's like
that's
I'm seeing some things that are behind me. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here.
And what do you do to combat it? You understand what I'm saying?
A lot of times, a couple of times, if I had the opportunity to talk to the kid one-on-one, I'll literally say to them, like, take a picture with your mom, take a picture with your father. they spent a lot of time for this. They spent a lot of money for this. They really love you and put a lot into this. There's a lot of kids that's even here right now who wouldn't even get this. Appreciate it. Hug your mom, tell her thank you, kiss your father.
And you don't know how to not know tomorrow,
Yeah, that's a fact. So I kind of like, if I get a chance to, I try to, if they're really acting crazy, I try to give them the word, like, you know.
And they typically receptive to you because you're not their parent.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm coming from an honest place. I'm not coming from, I'm not their parent. I'm not
You're a
their
genuine
friend.
person.
I'm being genuine about it because I'm just honestly observing something that I feel like you should make some adjustments about. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it'll go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah,
but sometimes it did work where a kid was like, I think they had a moment like, you know what, you rest.
Yeah.
And they'll go to their mom, give them a hug, give them a kiss, take a picture with them, do something kind. And then maybe later they go back to feeding the brat.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow. Like, I don't have any children now, right? You don't have any children.
Can't do it.
And I think, like, my biggest thing is, like, if I have children and I get that ungrateful kid, will you catch me on camera choking them? Like, you understand?
I'm not catching up underneath the footage, I promise.
No.
I want to see if I'm about.
Right, no, but listen, you could take the kid, I might have another one or not. But I just think, like, I don't, I've had conversations with children also. Like, I don't want to say children, but young adults. Mm-hmm. And, I was at Eve's restaurant. Shout out to Eve's. Shout out to Kim and Deborah. And I was talking with Kim's daughter. And we were talking about just children in her age. Mm-hmm. And she wants to know, like, what's the big disconnect? Because I thought when we were growing up that we had such a big disconnect from our parents. But we really did not.
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
Now that you're on this side.
Now that you're on this side, it's like...
It really wasn't.
No, it really wasn't. It wasn't really a big... We really didn't have, like, this big disconnect. But when they get on our other side, they're going to still think that it's a big disconnect. Mm-hmm. And I had to tell her the biggest thing is, like, the entitlement. Yeah. That you guys feel like you're so entitled or someone owes you something. Yeah. You understand? Like, in life... we have choices. Your mom does not have to be a mom. It's a foster care system.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying? Everything is a gift. Everything is, listen, I don't really have to do this, but I'm here and doing it.
I agree. So nowadays, I think because we have such accessibility to stuff, like we just got so much stuff. Mind you can go on Amazon and get something literally.
Oh yeah, everything is
quick, immediate. So because we have so much stuff, it starts to like make you feel like I can get anything I want at any time. Right. And it also makes you not appreciate what somebody had to go through to actually teach you that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that plays a large part in the way that these kids act nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? They really look at it. How much times you went into a kid's house? Or, matter of fact, good example, Christmas. So everybody go late to this.
Okay.
Christmas. How much, when you go on your feed on Christmas, how much pictures do you see of toys stacked in the damn ceiling?
To the ceiling. It's not only toys now. It's like Louis, Gucci.
Yes,
I'm like, why are you getting a 5-year-old Wvmr?
They getting big screens, they got computers, they got shit that I can't even afford to the sky.
They have a gaming computer, a TV for the game.
Everything.
Right.
When we was growing up, if I get one gift, I'm so grateful. I remember my father bringing me a monster truck, and I was playing with that one monster truck for years. And I was so thankful and appreciative of that one thing. But these kids got everything under the sun, and they don't even care about it. No, they don't care about it. They don't care. I mean, it's nothing to them. It's still not enough. Like, it will never be enough in a way.
You know what, too? I think we got to see our parents struggle in a way. Like, one of the things I remember about my mom is, my brother and I talked about it later, and he was like, you remember mommy wearing those sandals? And I'm like, yeah, like, and they had holes in the bottom of the sandals.
Wow.
But we were some fly kids. But she had holes in her sandals. So when I got my first job, I used to buy her shoes. Like, my mother has a closet full of shoes. So it was very important. Shoes and coats. Like, you understand? So I got it for her. But we got to see her, like, struggle in a way, even though she's trying to hide it. These kids don't see that, really. Yeah. Like, you understand? They don't really. It's of a norm, like, it's a one-parent household. Or if it's two, maybe dad's not in the house.
I do remember having a similar moment where I was thinking to myself, when I was being ungrateful about, I want this name brand, I want that name brand. Yeah. And I started to realize my mom don't have much in sashes. She don't wear expensive designer stuff, but she always makes sure that we have what we need. Yeah, and that changed my mindset about being ungrateful with things like that. I remember having that moment when I was younger. I don't know, but still to this day, I still don't really care for the big brand play because it started so long ago when I realized it's not necessary to live that way. And mom does everything to make sure that we're good.
And also, too, like, all that shit is made the same way. in the same fucking factory. You're really only playing for the game. And that's what it is. But like, I think what I became like extremely grateful is when my grandmother took me on a cruise and we went to Mexico, right? And we on the same timeline with Mexico, I guess in certain areas. And I know I was supposed to be in school. And I remember being like 15, and it was like this kid that was 8 years old. He was selling newspapers. And they speak English, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, why are you not in school? He was like, go to school. He helped his father sell newspapers.
Wow.
You understand? To help his siblings.
Definitely show y'all good. You got it.
Yeah, and I was like, I would never know what that feels like. Yeah. I was arguing with my mother to get a job at 15.
Because she still didn't want you to work?
No, she wanted me to focus on school.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I came back, I was like, nah. Like, you can't realistically live like that. So that made me a lot, grateful. Like, more, less inclined. Even though I always, went and died. Like, my summer youth job, I fought for that job. Mm-hmm. My mother could tell you, she said you really stalked that man for that job. I was very serious.
Nowadays, if you see an 8-year-old doing something constructive, that's like a miracle. What? Like, what? Like an alien.
Listen.
You do something, you make something, you sell something.
I think Ava and Aiden said, she just told me the other day she has boobs. And I told her, I'm talking about you, Ava. Auntie is talking about you. Yeah, just the other day. And I said, I'm going to cut those boobs off. And I was like, why do you want to grow up so quickly? Like when I turned 16, right here where we're filming this is my first show in my home. So you are going to see it transform. I'm excited that you got to experience my first show with me. I'm very, very happy about that. So I just felt like my sweet 16, I cried. I had it right in this, from here to here. It was right here, yes. It was no furniture in here. It looked like the biggest space you can ever see. So I had my sweet 16. The DJ was right over here, and we were partying. And I remember I cried that day. And I'm like, I'm going to have to take pills. And I was so I was so annoyed when it was bills. I have to pay bills. It's never been my thing. I think working is ghetto.
You was right.
Yeah, I was right. It was stupid. So I was not trying to grow up so quickly.
See, 16.
Yes, I was.
Isn't that something?
I was crying like
35. I still cry about that.
Yeah.
He was right.
I'm like, sugar daddy meat, please. Like, I had to pay the light bill. I'm like, I gotta pay to see.
That's hilarious.
Stupid. Like, yeah. I was like, because my mother
have bills at the time.
No, but my mother always made it clear. You turn 18, you gonna have to pay bills. So I was thinking like I'm 2 years away from 18. I was such a little kid.
That's funny.
I was a kid, like you told me something, I internalized that.
That's funny.
So I was saying,
young adults are obsessed with growing up.
Why?
I really feel bad for them.
I told them being grown is ghetto.
It's not it. It's not it.
It's ghetto.
It's really not. When I see that, I feel sorrow for them, because I'm like, when you actually get what you think you want so bad, you're gonna be like, please take me back ASAP. This is not it.
I just bought me
being adults.
I just bought me some things because I haven't bought like things in a while, right? And like, I'm trying to get back to the essence of who Shaniqua was before. And I bought a few pairs of sneakers, right? And I'm like, I'm sitting and I look at them, I think I should send these back or take them back. Because all I keep thinking about now, I have to pay this bill tomorrow. Where that's gonna leave me at? Like,
spending.
So I'm like, you kids. Right? Y'all want this life?
Don't even understand.
No, I never wanted it. I saw them hoes in my mother's sandals and I was like, hell no.
To go back. I don't care what my mom wanted to buy me. As long as I have to pay for nothing, she could have got me kids, sneakers. She could have got me whatever, the cheapest thing you could find. As long as I have to pay no bills or be responsible for any damn money, I'll take it. I'll switch lives with anyone who needs kids in a second. Because being an adult, you're right.
I want to switch a life with a kid to have an inheritance. I wouldn't know what to do.
That sounds amazing.
I think we would know how to invest that money.
That's a fact. I would travel all over again.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere. I don't even think I'll buy a house. I'm hopping
You
from
were
Airbnb to Airbnb all over the world.
He got rid of his house. He bought a bunch of land.
It'll be a flight attendant part 2. It'll be a
Get your own jet.
the resident jet lag.
Right?
Order it. I'm my own jet. That's just right.
Yeah, get your own jet. You can charge people to be on your jet.
That's a fact.
So it can pay for the fuel.
Parties on the jet is lit.
Yep, that's it. I will be on there. I will be on that jet.
Please.
You get to go to another destination. So I don't know, children you guys are very interesting. I try not to judge them too much, cause try to understand them, cause maybe we weren't.
I agree.
But it's very difficult. Extremely difficult to I don't get y'all, but I do want to get you.
I try to agree. I try to connect with them because my niece is Zoe. Shout out to Zoe, lovely Zoe. She's about to turn 15 actually.
Shout out Zoe.
She's about to turn 15 actually.
I'm pretty sure Zoe is beautiful.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's the best. So I talk to her all the time, and sometimes I'll tell her the truth. I'll be like, Zoe, I kind of talk to you, pick your brain, look at what you're looking at on TikTok, look at what you're looking at on YouTube, and I'll talk to you about a whole bunch of different stuff, because honestly, I'm getting old. I don't want to be disconnected. I want to keep in touch with what's going on with you. And, she's funny, and she's cute, and she's hilarious. So just talking to her kind of makes me feel like I can help her with some of the things that she's going through. And at the same time, she's teaching me also about what's going on in her generation, how she looks at things, how she deals with things, what's going on in the school, what's going on with her peers. Right. So we literally just have conversations.
How do you teach her how to consistently be herself?
Doing anything. I really try to tell her, I continuously do words of affirmation, tell her how smart she is, how beautiful she is, how kind she is. I tell her, I really just remind her of the household that she comes from.
Right.
Because having a good family is rare, and our family is rare.
Right.
It's really, even being a photographer after doing all these events, I've seen so much weird shit with families that be blowing my mind. And that also made me appreciate my family. Because I realized some of these families is nuts. Like, what?
Yeah.
Backwards. So that also made me appreciate my family a whole lot more. Because honestly, my family is not perfect. No family is.
No.
But my family is really good. They're excellent. Love them so much. I appreciate them so much. So I tell my niece, I put these things into her mind from young, that our family is there. Yeah, look, family really love me. We take care of you. And I think she started to see that and understand that. Because now that she's getting older and going out more and doing things, she's starting to understand and see and pick up on stuff.
Sometimes seeing is believing. Absolutely. What it is.
Even her friends always, when it was the same when I was young. Her friends love coming to our house. Right. Because our house is safe. Our house is protected. We love each other. We share. We're generous. We're kind.
Right.
So her friends always coming to my house. When I was younger, all my friends were coming to the house. Because it was that house. It was that type of energy. I think my grandmother really started that, because everybody always loved my grandmother. She's always sweet, kind, joking, laughing, giving you advice.
My grandmother
it makes that type of environment to make you want to come. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't like that with you?
No. Well, my mother's mom, she would take in anyone, but she's a tough cookie. Mm-hmm. You understand? Definitely she took you in, you're hers. Gotcha. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, if you would have met her younger, being you a guy and you around me, she's not gonna like you. straight up like that. But will she look out for you in the neighborhood? Absolutely. I know that Shaniqua friend, but she used to have this saying. She used to always tell me keep my legs closed and keep my skirt down. And my response was man, I have on pants. I don't have to go. I know what she's saying, but I knew it. But just being sarcastic. But my mom was that type of person. My friends would come in. I'm pretty sure she do that. Sometimes we cut school with. She'll walk in and see it. She never really question it, but she'll just say, "You better graduate." That's what she. You understand? All of y'all better graduate. She would say that, but we can always come here or have a safe space. I feel like out of all my friends, I had a lot of freedom that I really didn't. I didn't have to take advantage of. I didn't. My mom, she took me to my first party at 14. Yeah, I didn't really have to do it.
You have to be that way.
No, I didn't really have to do it. She really met, reverse psychology. You can have a boyfriend. I'm not really interested in this, so you can have one. Yeah. Right? So she would do that.
She's smart.
She was smart.
That's how life works. It's only when you feel like you can't have something when you really want it. Mm-hmm. So if you know you can have it, it's kind of like not that big of a deal. So she was smart with it.
She was smart.
I remember my grandmother doing that with me, because my grandmother actually did was if you want to drink, just come and drink with me. Yeah, anything you want. She had like liquor, and she like anything you want, just come
Just drink. It's the
So
same.
because I knew that I could, I didn't want to.
You didn't want to. Like,
Still
why
to
was
this
the
day, I don't drink. I don't even care for
Right.
alcohol.
I know, because
So
when I was asking you what you wanted, right, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really drink," and he was like, "All right, give me a Moscato." I'm like, "Okay."
It worked. Still to this day, I
And
don't
to-
care for alcohol. She can go like, come drink with me. And I always knew I couldn't, so I didn't have to speak. I didn't have to hide. I didn't have to go do something else illegal. I just like, if I want to drink, I could drink from outside.
I definitely, I feel like when I really started sneaking, I was like an adult, right? And it was so stupid as an adult, right?
Look at that something.
Shout out to my best friend Talisha. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. But her and I used to sneak around so much. And we turned 18, 19. And I remember one time my mother used to always say, like, you're not an adult yet, so do not beat the sun up in my home. Like, you know,
We still gotta get back home.
you guys still gotta get back home. And I had bought all my these vases from TJ Maxx with some Asian writing on there, because I don't know what it said. But it could have said anything. But we rolled our pajamas up and put it in the vases just in case we wasn't coming home on time. And we sneak out.
Diabolical.
And we are hanging out at this guy house or whatever the case is. You know, we're drinking and everything. And then Talisha go, the sun is coming up. So we trying to catch a cat. We can't catch it. Yeah, we can't catch a cat. We get into the house, right? We come in, we hear my mother get up, she goes to the bathroom. We already pulled up the couch and everything, right here in this living room, right? Talisha gets into her clothes in 2 seconds. Me, my dumb ass, only get the shirt on. So my mother come out laying in the bed like this. She know we not sleeping. She never says anything. When we got older, she was talking to me about it. She said, yeah, you and Talisha snuck your ass in my house. I remember. So I said, Mom, why you never said nothing? She said, because y'all was that scared y'all knew not to play with me.
So in other words, it worked.
Yes, the whole thing what she did was, you know, reverse psychology. So I didn't play with her. Like, she would be like, I'll go, Mom, can I go out? And she'll go, all right, what time you gonna be in, Miss Brown? And my friends were like, well, I'm gonna tell her this time, yeah, she gonna slap my head all the way to Monday. I know my curfew. Did I do my chores? Did I do my thing? So I feel like she gave me that freedom, like, trust me enough that she know I would do the right thing. So I didn't really have to sneak as a kid. I did more sneaking as an adult. Like, it was just crazy.
That's hilarious.
It was.
When I was growing up, I do remember, I guess because I'm a boy, it's kind of like a little different.
Yeah, of course. Y'all guys can do whatever you want.
I was in the park all the time. Like, I was outside.
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Matter of fact, honestly, I was a good kid. Like, I really wasn't in a lot of bad stuff.
I can see that.
I really wasn't in a lot of bad stuff. I really was obsessed with basketball when I was a kid, so I really was in the park playing ball sun up to sundown. I used to. We're a little big now, but yeah. You get
Listen, once you got a talent, you always got a talent.
Give me a basketball, I could do a little something. But I was really obsessed with basketball.
Really? Did you want to play professionally?
Like, of course, it was like every kid dream. I was a fiend to be in the NBA.
You wanted to be like, Muggsy of the NBA?
If I was just a little taller and could jump,
you had Muggsy though.
I have no hops. True, that's a fact. Well, he was like so rare.
He was rare.
All I really needed was hops. Even if I keep my height, just give me some hops. I couldn't jump for them.
You couldn't jump for nothing.
I couldn't jump for nothing. Like, I remember seeing like. If you're a basketball fan, you remember like Steve Francis. He's short, but he had hops and dunk on anybody, and he was nice. So that made me like.
You wanted to be able
to
to
jump. I could have made it, you know. But yeah, it didn't work out.
I got a question. You being obsessed with playing basketball, did it get you girls?
Kinda. This is another thing about me too. I never really remember doing things for girls, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but
see,
that's the genius of it.
I've never been that type.
You don't like women are like, it's like we want to know, like, if when you're not doing things to get us what you get our attention, that means you really got us. Like, you understand?
I think for sure. I've been told that a couple of times. I like to think my entire life I was never the type of person that did things with that attention. Like, if I do this, I'm gonna get all the girls. I never really thought like
no.
So
See,
I was
that's probably why
doing what I wanted to do out of love. And then if the byproduct of that was getting attention from females.
See, cool. You get that, especially as a photographer. Mm-hmm. Do you get a lot of attention from females? Because photographers, DJs, y'all got like a terrible stigma.
It's true. It's really bad, and I recognize that, and I don't deny it. And even my peers, or other photographers, I'm like, if I see them do stuff, I'm like, bro, why you not fit the stereotype? Like, don't have to fit me like embrace stereotype. My God, I don't fit it.
I feel like I don't kind of blame them. If it's grown, act them.
It's complicated.
So how really at the
breast. It's not that.
So you cannot tell me women don't like just like here's the party, here's the kid baby. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's, you know what it is? It's like, you're a photographer, you're an entrepreneur, you ring like I'm a boss, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is what I have. Now you're taking a picture, so you have this type of like, stand this way, do this, you making them feel or sexy and stuff, I guess. I guess it's the allure.
How I look at it is, the camera is a great way to like break the tension or start a conversation. Right, I think that to approach a woman without coming across creep, not coming across like, hey, I'm trying to bag, we all my what's up? Oh, can I get to know what type of thing? Like, it's not that.
I can't imagine you talking like,
yeah, so I'm trying to
everybody's people. I'm like, well, I yeah,
but you don't mind pulling your arm, or you can get second your time, and you're like, bro,
no, you're about to get punched.
Yeah.
You both say that was my attitude. That was so
yeah. So when you have a camera in your hand, you don't have to go about it that way. You might say something like, "Put your name, the photographer can take a picture." You're like, oh sure. So they see the camera, like, oh sure. They're taking a picture. They keep themselves up. They take it. Now if they like it, now it's like, oh shit, your picture. Don't take more. Wow. Then look at our plans. Take up ones. Oh, you need a photo shoot? Come here. I'll shoot. So now it's kind of like it opened up that door so you can close it without coming across at the creep.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a lot of photographers use that advantage to be creeps. So
that's true.
Yeah, they use that advantage to be creeps.
I want my,
it's messed.
I want to do my platform, right? Because all right, we can blame the men in a lot of ways, but women are not idiots. They're very cunning.
That's a fact.
You understand?
That's a fact. And a lot of times my girl will tell me like, you're so naive. These girls be whining, they be all in your face, and you act like you can see it or you want it. I was like, to me, it's like,
my friend, he doesn't want it.
Even if they, exactly, thank you. It's like, even if they don't want to give it to me, don't at me doing things XYZ, I don't want it, so I don't care.
I've never,
it's nothing to me.
Pre-girlfriend, post-girlfriend, whatever. I've never seen you want that type of time.
Is it? I'm telling you, I've always been this way. Like, it don't matter to me. But what happens is, because it's happened in every single one of my relationships at one point or another, women are so used to, like you said, the bastard photographers. And of course, if they don't know you in the beginning, they're thinking like, they're trying to figure you out. Yeah. So after it takes a while for them to realize that, wow, niggas really not like that. You know what I mean?
I just want to tell women this, right? It just, you can get a man in this industry, out this industry. You cannot control what he's going to do when he's in the industry. So fuck it. Like, if he's treating you the right way,
just worry
about that particular thing. And if, he's getting money, let him get his money. Like, you understand? As long as he prioritizes you and whatever he's doing. Not saying choose it over you, but know how to make the top he needs to make the relationship grow.
I agree.
Because I think, like, you don't, doing photography, I had a lot of issues in relationships being a party promoter. Mm. You understand? Like, me never saying, like, oh, I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to tell. That's not money. Yeah. Like, you understand?
That's a good point. Yeah, because a lot of times in the vet industry, and actually, you could put this to any industry, it's a fact. If somebody likes you, they're going to spend money with you.
It's a party
for you. They're going to give you more than you would get if you were unattractive or they didn't like it.
And I think it's
like, why would you ruin that by being like,
yeah,
and close that door? Somebody next to me, cool.
Nothing like me. It's what I do in that moment that can create a situation or not. Absolutely. Like, you understand? So
as long as they're not crossing a certain line, my thing is like me, they think I'm cute, okay?
And my thing is like, we counted. I think our first party at Cafe Almond, the one you came to. Yeah. I think that night we counted like $18,000.
What night?
It was crazy.
That was a good party.
It was very surreal. Like, I got my outfit made. I'm like, shout out to Dominique. I got my outfit made, went all the way to the Bronx.
Wow.
To do this.
She still makes outfits?
Oh, she designed for Dawn Richards. I think Nicki Minaj. Now she has a maternity and wedding dress line. She was dope.
That's fire.
She put my boobies without a bra into something. It was crazy. She was always fire. Invited me to her fashion shows. Like, she did one on top of the Empire Hotel. It was a bunch of celebrities.
That's fire.
So shout out to Dominique and shout out to my best friend Dennis for recommending her. You know what I mean? So she was really, really dope. So she used to make my stuff. And I just remember, like, being in that party, and after that party, we had a system of how we would take the money, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody would come out with a shoebox, and it would be full of paper, because we were making a lot of money from the door, and we had to bring it to the basement, and, from the bar. And then another person would come out, but we would really have the money on us.
I understand.
Like, with the
decoy mic?
Yeah, because
Wow.
it was crazy. Yo, you know why? Because the neighborhood we were in, we just had a specific signs of how we did things. We used to go meet with the precinct, asking us, and
I was saying, why a decoy money this case like
we would just, it would be paper in a box.
That's genius.
Yeah, because it was like, I'm like, yo, we in Flatbush and Cafe Omar. Like, we specifically picked our team. We used to come early and bring food for them, talk to them so they can do their job. But we also used to go to the precinct.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
a big ass party. Keep decoy money. Somebody
decoy.
trying to steal from you, they gonna be reading.
Put that shit on you, because we were really like, we were seeing the door money was crazy, right? So now that we were a very, very new group. We were Mean Girls. That was our name, and we were extremely new. Yeah, we did. But you know what's so bad? That's why I stopped throwing parties too. A big reason is because I felt like I always had to be aggressive. And I really didn't get, I felt like I got this kind of thing, like, Munch is very aggressive, she's very mean. And I'm a dope ass girl. Like, you understand? Like, I'm really cool, I like that. So
It started to stick to you like that.
yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it, because you're not gonna, and that's a male-dominated industry.
It is.
And
female promoters is true.
Yeah.
Hard to find a female promoters.
Right, very, very rare, and it was very rare to find them where they were just supporting themselves. Like, we worked and we took our money, and we used to go and bust up bars, like go to the Grand and spend like a ridiculous amount of money. I was hurt that night.
Unnecessary spend.
Yeah, but we had to show that we spend at spots so much money where people were sending us bottles.
Wow.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Or like, you'll get me Munch flirts with the owners. That's when I was back in my out of the kid. Give me a discount.
To this day, you really don't see many girls.
No, you don't.
Still to this day,
Because-
like, if I see a girl brew, it sounds fucked up, but it's true. If I see a girl brew, I go, how long y'all last?
Yeah, they be fighting it.
I get in 4 months. I get in half a year.
Because it becomes that
Next summer, they be enemies.
women have the biggest egos.
I feel like they really do.
They have their egos is bigger than men. I'm telling you, it's bigger than men. So see, it's like someone always have to be like the alpha in the pack of women, and I'm not one that say this.
Always trying to, is it me or y'all like always trying to one up each other? Like, if she
That's the issue.
I gotta have something better. If she higher, mine gotta be better. Like,
Exactly.
so what the hell is that about?
It definitely is, but I feel like I've had friends for like 20-something years, 30-something years, right? And this is my whole thing. When I go out, I like to look a certain way. Like, I'm confident in my skin. I don't care if I'm big, small, whatever. I'm just confident. So the person that I'm with, like, they have to be that caliber.
I was gonna intimidate them.
Yeah, it'll start the trouble. So me, I'm like, okay, I got it. I'll get you. Let's go shopping together. I'm gonna do your hair because I be doing hair sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you as pretty or prettier than me, and we gonna go out. Yeah. And not because not only your insecurities, but I just believe like you gotta love you. And a lot of women don't love themselves. That's the issue. So when you constantly gotta compare yourself to another person and one up them or have this more than them, then you're not loving on you, because you're your biggest competition. Yeah. Like, I was talking to a really good friend of mine, shout out to B, but she's my big sister. I take her, we go sneaker shopping together to do things. I'm not a sneakerhead. She knows sneakers. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I don't ever want to have one up on what she had. Mm-hmm. She will dead call me like, I got these. You need to get these. You understand what I'm saying? They know what sell. Like, and that's how we are with each other. Or she'll go out and get it, I'll go out and get it. And this is with all my friends, just not her. But that's how it should be, like that support. Yeah. You know,
if I found out something, we put you onto it too.
So Nate, it was a pleasure having you today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, yeah, I had a good time. And you're like my first interview in my home. We're gonna have to have you back.
It was a pleasure. I would love to do this again. You need me up here.
Yeah, you come and chop it up. I really want to do a panel too. Like, we have like a whole topic that we discuss. I'm just still trying to figure it out because I think that would be good. I want you to let them know what you have coming up in the next few months again. Reiterate for us.
Okay, so I have my R&B Sipping Pain coming up in 7 days actually. That's going to be Saturday, March 26th at Chelsea House. You can look on my IG. Kamera Kingz Nate, Kamera with a K. So that's KMBRAKINGS _Nate. And you'll see my R&B page. You'll see all the photography that I do. I post a bunch of pictures. I always put stuff in my story. I stay active. So you can find me there and find links to other things I'm doing. I'm always talking about comedy shows, doing decorations. I'm doing venue packages and photography, videography, 360 booths. You can find it all on there. And thanks in advance to everybody that support. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm for having you anytime. I think we should do this again. It was lit, right? I'm excited. I was really nervous, but I'm excited because I'm definitely on my Elliot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am.
Thank you for all these years.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep supporting you. I'm be 90.
Thank you.
Like,
And like 20 days because they're ready for me.
Let me tell you. So you know where you can find me at The Real Shane B, at Sweet Lyf NYC, which is SLNYC, right? That's underscore in the front, underscore in the back. If you get it, we get it. If you don't, we don't. But thank you for tuning in to Sweet Lyf and Shane B. You know what it is. You come sit with me, take a sip with me, because somewhere in the world is cocktail time, but is it sweet, baby? Have a great night.
I'm on 100 degrees. No, I'm not letting shit be. What about them times when I ain't have a damn thing to eat? Niggas spend bands on they